What's up, space pirates? This is your captain, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and you know, I used to say that Kay Vess of Star Wars Outlaws looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon, but now I think she looks like a vegetable with hair.
Potato!
I need you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Apparently, I'm not the only one who thinks this, because it looks like once again I was correct that Star Wars Outlaws is about as appealing to gamers as a rash on your ass, and gamers are avoiding buying this in droves. A report from the UK tells us that sales are down 55% from last year's Jedi Survivor. Even the mainstream media is admitting that sales are bad. They have to, because don't look now, but Ubisoft stock is dropping like an absolute rock. Remember how I've been saying that Ubisoft needs Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows to perform well, or else they're in trouble?
This is no time to panic! What is this? What is this? Where's all the money? Start panicking!
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter, where I keep a list of woke games pinned to my account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But anyhow, Star Wars Outlaws is a damned mess. The game is lousy with game-breaking bugs. The gameplay looks uninteresting and uninspired, and the main character is clearly just a female Han Solo ripoff, meant to play out the fantasies and ideologies of the childless cat ladies and their simps, who now work as developers under the Ubisoft umbrella. But it turns out this shit is as unpopular as we expected. Even the mainstream media is admitting it. Just look at the headlines from some of these articles here. We're gonna really drink this in. Insider Gaming calls the Star Wars Outlaws launch lukewarm. Yahoo Finance says that it had a muted reception. IGN says the game had lower than expected sales. And Investing.com says that there was a tepid response to Star Wars Outlaws. And that's just one way of putting it. Another way is to say that people hate this ugly woke shit made by awful companies that all but the most ardent corporate butt sniffers despise. There are simply no good selling points for Star Wars Outlaws for most people. And by now, these bozos in the industry simply have to be getting the picture, right? I mean, they canceled the Star Wars Acolyte show because the modern audience that they've been trying to court didn't come out to see it because they don't exist in large enough numbers to sustain these massive companies. The same thing happened with Concord just yesterday. They canceled Concord because the modern audience isn't large enough to sustain them. They blame us for not watching their shows or playing their games. They get mad at us, despite the fact that they have repeatedly hammered it into our heads that these movies and shows and games weren't made for us. They were made for the modern audience. Seems, however, like they overestimated the size of their movement, and their anger is delicious to behold. And so is Ubisoft's plummeting stock price. At the time of this recording, the 1/5 order shares of Ubisoft is sitting at $3.40. Now, when the market closed for the weekend on Friday the 30th, they were at $3.76. That was also the same day that Outlaws was released. And now that we have had a full holiday weekend for the game to be purchased and played by consumers, the projections for the sales of the game have been updated, and they are really not good, and investors have lost confidence. Bear in mind that the price per share was $4.87 all the way back on July 17th. That was the day of the shareholder meeting where investors grilled the CEO of the company, asking him about the videos of Star Wars Outlaws that were permeating the internet. People were roasting the awful gameplay and awful graphics, and the CEO basically told them to just not believe their lying eyes. He said the game had gone gold, meaning that they were no longer working on it because they considered it finished, and more video would come out showing that the game was good. Well, the stock tanked that day. So really, losing damn near 12% today on a stock price that was already pretty far down is really not good. The stock price has lost 30% of their value since July 17th, since that day where they were first being grilled for the content that was being shown of Star Wars Outlaws. They have lost 30% of their value, meaning that if you had invested $100 in the company only a month and a half ago, you'd only have $70 to show for it thus far. This is the danger that I was warning about for Ubisoft. This company has taken way too many hits over the past few years. They have said indefensible shit, like how we need to be comfortable not owning our games. And they've made way too many mediocre and terrible titles, all while embracing a woke ideology that people find extraordinarily repulsive. I expect there aren't too many bright moments coming up for them either, because I suspect that Assassin's Creed Shadows will suffer a similar fate in a couple of months when that releases, but I'm gonna leave it there. Drop some mockery of Ubisoft and Star Wars Outlaws in the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booze.